Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Justice Young Goddess Quita, or you can call me Quita, either one would do. I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe, donate, all that good jazz. This is Scorpio general reading for the month of June. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Judgment is in your current position. Your supportive or challenge card is the Three of Wands. Nine of Pentacles is in your subconscious mind. The Empress in your conscious mind. Recent past and Four of Swords. Near futures is death. Two of Swords is your advice. The Star is in your outer influences. Seven of Cups is your host of fears. And the Hermit is your outcome. So, we have Judgment with the Four of Swords. Someone is not keeping their promise. Like, Scorpio, somebody told you, you promised somebody something and you're not keeping it. I think you're not keeping your promise because you're focused on other things. You're focused on other things, Scorpio. That's why you're not being a man of your word or a woman of your word. I don't know what you promised somebody, but it's like you having other ideals. Maybe you were supposed to work with somebody, you promised you was going to work with somebody and you don't want to work with that person anymore. Because it's like Scorpio has the best business idea. So I just wait for all the options to come in and they may not come in. Some of y'all could be students or y'all could be studying something. You don't have to be a student. Maybe a student of life, tarot, anything. You could be studying anything. But you're doing it in like luxurious surroundings. Sorry about the noise. My kids, this is something break my kids at home. They're doing their chores. Hold on, y'all.
Are these yours?
Hold on, y'all. One more. So, yeah, you could be studying in luxurious environments. I'm sorry if I have so many interruptions. Like I said, this is the summer. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do have 5 major arcana, so you're going through a major change. Like the Hermit, the Star. Somebody is a movie star. Somebody is getting ready for the. I'm talking about a movie star here. Either you are a movie star, you're already a movie star, but something major is going to happen. A part of you guys will die, so something can be reborn. That's what they're saying. Yeah, somebody is a movie star, and that goes to for Cancer. This tie in so well. That goes with Cancer reading. I told y'all if y'all watch Cancer reading, you come over here and watch Scorpio reading, I'm gonna reveal to you. And this is crazy how this tie in because I am talking about a movie star who I'm going to be revealing, who is more reptilian than I have ever seen anybody be reptilian. And she's a movie star. Her birthday is October the 10th, 1970. She's 55 years old. Her name is Nina Long. I know people like y'all gonna come at my throat for this, but she is like the Holy Spirit showed me her eyes, and I saw with my daughter. It's a lot of people There's a lot of y'all influencers that's on social media, just on TikTok alone. It's some on YouTube. A lot of people have sold their soul or whatever they've been doing to get those eyes, but it's a lot of them, and they've been there for a while. These people, this one has been behind the scenes for so long. A lot of these people that's behind the scenes, they're very much into negative energetic work, and I'm not saying. I'm a master manifestor. I manifest for the greatest good of all. And if the greatest good of all, if you're so demonic that you need to be unalive, the Holy Spirit is going to do that. If you're sending death magic, and I be minding my business, I don't be sending no shots to nobody. I don't got no art with nobody. But people have an art with me just because of who I am and who I'm the soul of. So they send shots. I don't do negative energy. I do return back to magic, but I do return back to sender. I do protection work, yes. And if it's at the least extreme, the Holy Spirit has to direct me to do such magic. But most of the time, I have to lift a finger to do anything because these people be seeing so much magic my way, black magic, that I send it back. And these people have been behind the scenes manipulating the. Because you got to understand, that's why Donald Trump wanted the actress to sit at the table, because they don't read through them all, and a lot of them don't sold their soul. We don't went through a lot of the musicians now. Now we're going to go through some of these actresses and actors. I love how the Holy Spirit moves. And she's a Scorpio. And it's crazy how that, well, not crazy, it's very on point how the Holy Spirit revealed that this actress is a movie star. It says what it says, the Empress and the Star. Where's the Empress? The Empress is in the conscious mind, and the star is in all the influences. And it says a movie star. He thinks you are the one, or perhaps you are thinking about a career as a movie star, but this person is already a movie star. You're not thinking it is, but it is. And I got another some for some of y'all cancers. Besides revealing that Neil alone is reptilian, and some of y'all that are going to some of y'all Scorpios that are very good, because Scorpio can embody a lot of energy. Like they have a lot of. Scorpio is a water sign. A lot of things. When I first got into tarot, it makes sense for me the Scorpio to be a fire sign because they're so. But yet they're emotional too, and it makes sense now. Or it still don't make sense to me, but Scorpios are very emotional people. I have a son that's a Scorpio. He's very emotional. Scorpio is a feminine sign, believe it or not. Scorpio have more feminine energy, and that's why they're so lethal. Because that feminine energy can sting your ass. And so Scorpios embody a lot of different emotions and stuff. They're very good at being actress and actress. Not saying any other side isn't, but this is why, because they have so many emotions. They go through the emotions, and Scorpios are more likely to be bipolar than any other sign. And y'all be like, they're saying it's Capricorns and Virgos and all of that, but it's really the Scorpios, because they keep it well hidden. It's really the Scorpios that's really give more bipolar than anything. I have one of my kids' father is a Scorpio, and he has a lot of feminine traits. Not saying it's a negative or positive. It's just how to use it. What he used his feminine traits are very negative, because he's a gossiper like his mother. She's a gossiper as well. They like to gossip, and their culture is built on gossip too. Not all Haitian people, but a lot of Haitian people, they love to gossip. That's why they know everybody, everything. Not saying that's just the way their culture go. I don't know. I'm not hating or nothing. I'm not trying to be mean or rude or anything, but that's just what I noticed. And he is very much a gossiper. And when he lashed out at me, like the stuff like he do, like you see how Cardi B says she pretty and she petty. Well, she a Libra petty. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing to a Scorpio. A Libra petty to a Scorpio petty, that's dust. Because one thing about a Libra, what I noticed, especially about, I just wanted to use Cardi B as an example. It's like she'll tell you to your face, like she gonna, and they're more like Capricorn. Like we'll say, we're not gonna just come off and tell you like, oh no, but if you make us bad, we're gonna tell you. We're gonna tell you nicely, and we're gonna tell you how we feel. Sometimes we be trying to be quiet and be like, I'm just not gonna say that because it's not gonna come out right. You know what I mean? And then so when I do say something, people be looking at me like, damn, that was mean. But you needed to hear that because you kept doing some dumb shit. You feel me? And that's how I feel like Cardi is. Cardi is very much, I'm gonna tell you direct. Scorpios are not that way. They are very much, it comes up. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna be direct with you. It's like, you be stung and don't even know what you done. And they swear it's Capricorns that's like that, but it's actually Scorpios that's like that. Capricorns be warning people, and just because, like, we'll say, okay now, don't do that, that's crazy. I mean, and we'll say it with a smile, like I'm smiling now. I'm like, don't do that, that's crazy. And they'll ask my opinion, I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. They be like, yeah, you, and they'll brush off that advice, and it be like subtle advice because we don't want to come off as controlling or rude or anything. And then when they don't, well, I should have listened to you when they don't take any advice. So Scorpios are not Scorpios, you be having a conversation with them. See, let me put it this way. I was my child's father because he sat me down and told me, I'm with this woman and I'm with you. And I told him very much, choose her. That's her. And he was like, why you don't want to fight for this? And I was like, because I shouldn't have to fight for your attention. You're not the prize. You're not a female. I was like, you don't want to come to me, oh, do I look cute? Am I cute? And I'm like, yeah, you all right. And he always trying to kiss me. I'm like, kiss you fall in love. I ain't trying to do all that. I tell him that all the time. That's be my favorite saying. And then the second favorite saying that I used to tell him, close your mouth, because he was always, I was like, close your mouth and pick your chin up. Like, I used to always tell him that. I was like, that's not cute. I said, that's make you want you to look unattractive. Because, yeah, acne. Everybody have acne. I can look past acne. I'm not crazy. Like, I like ugly people. I like ugly men. I don't discriminate. Like, beautiful men, I like them too. I like them all. But I like ugly men. I'm like, most people like, oh, he ugly. I'm like, okay, he got cute features. Like, I can look past the ugliness. Well, what people consider ugly, because I look at features and I be looking at his features. He has really good features, but the way he relaxes his mouth and the way his body posture, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, your features are cute, but the way that you carry yourself is not becoming. And I told him that, and he used to get so mad at me. Like, I used to tell him stuff, and he used to just like almost want to cry at that point. I'm like, why you want to cry? Just fix it. Like, me as a Capricorn back then, not understanding how people was. I was younger. I was way younger. This was about 15, 16 years ago, and I just was blatantly honest. I'm like, and I didn't understand the emotions behind it. I'm like, why? Like, you asked me a question. If you didn't want the truth, why did you ask me? And when he used to ask me stuff, I'd be like, you don't want the truth. And I tell him all the time, you don't want the truth. And then when I tell him the truth, I have to give him the hard truth, because he was the type, he got me pregnant, told me it was my baby by myself. And then this is a Scorpio. Told me it was my baby by myself. Told me I bought my baby. I was already 5 months pregnant. He didn't want nothing to do with her. He ran to New York. After he ran to New York, I put him on child support. And I don't let off his neck to this day. There's no foot off his neck to this day, because I was in school. And I told him I get pregnant. I was on birth control. And I used a condom. He took the condom. I said, please. And I asked him that. And he think everything was a joke. It was cute. It was funny. It was funny until it wasn't funny. And then when child support found him in New York, he thought it was a game. Then I already had a new man that was, playing daddy, bought all my baby stuff. She would have his last name, bought all my baby stuff, bought everything, and was there for my baby and my pregnancy. And when he come back, my boyfriend at the time was like, why did you do that to your daughter? She's beautiful. He was like, I didn't think so. She was gonna be beautiful. I didn't think, but that's something you laid down and created. And then I wasn't. I thank God for my daughter, but this is the story. This is the truth. And so when you're dealing with an unhealed or immature Scorpio, these are the things that they do. And it's just an example of his bad behavior, of some Scorpios' bad behavior, because not all of them are like that. I have an experience of a mature one. Well, my ex-husband, I was married. I was married to this guy named Tony. And he was a Scorpio too, and me and him went together real bad, like real bad. He was my best friend for like 6 months before we even, he'll tell you, I was with some guy just to be saying, oh, we boyfriend, we wore the title, but that's it. And me and Tony went together real bad. Like, he had a crush on me, I had a crush on him, like, It was Scorpio and Capricorn just, and that's my ex-husband, by the way. And we went together real bad. So he was always around me. Everybody was like, don't you go with such and such. But when they see me and him together, it was always me and him. He was like, oh, he was always making an excuse to come around. He was like, what you doing? I'm just like, nothing, just sitting here chilling. And then we'll just get to talk. He's like, yeah, like we had a lot in common. Like, it was cool. Scorpio said Capricorn, if they're like mature, they're cool to be around. They're very emotionally intelligent. They're kind. They're thoughtful. They come in your life at like you've been knowing them all your life, and that's the good side of a Scorpio. And I say good things because until he got around his family, that's when he changed. When we was in Job Corps and stuff like that, he was a man's man. Like, he wasn't doing all that craziness. When he got around his family, would change. But we're not gonna get into that. But those are good sides of a Scorpio. My ex-husband was my best friend. Like, we talked. Like, it was nothing that we couldn't talk about. He thought I was just so precious. He didn't even want to, he was like, nah, I don't know, I want to wait, da, da, da. So yeah, anyways, fast forward to my other daughter's father, and he just, I should be by yourself, da, 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 did this and this and that, and then he had the nerve enough to want to control everything. It's just like, and so let me tell you the distinction between the first Scorpio I was with and the second one. The first Scorpio I was with, and I had another boyfriend that was a Scorpio. He was like my ex-husband. He was a guy. He would cook, clean, and he was just Scorpio. When you find a good Scorpio, I almost want to say they're better than Pisces. They're better than Pisces. For the Capricorn, for me and for my experience, Scorpios are better than Pisces. That's just me. That's just my take. When it comes to being a partner and a friend, and just knowing what a Capricorn needs and what Scorpio is better than Pisces. But long story short, yeah, I had good experiences with Scorpios, and the difference between the ones that I was dating. See, this one that I was dating, my last one, he was straight from Haiti. My other one, the middle one, the second one that I dated, he was from Haiti too, but he was not like that one. That's why I said they all not the same, but that's the difference. And I think he spent most of his life here. No, he didn't. He came straight from Haiti too. He was calm, cool, and collected. He was a sweetheart. And my first Scorpio, he was American. He was born here in America. So that's the difference. The culture. And I spoke with his mom, and I could see why he's the way that he is, because I spoke with her, and she listened, but she listened to respond and to say, oh, aren't you good? Like, she was trying to save her son, but the stuff that he did to me, she couldn't save him for. And his mama is a Capricorn too. Capricorns, why y'all be doing it? Like, my son is grown, my big son is grown. I won't let nobody talk bad about him, but if your experience with him is your experience with him, that's your experience with him. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm like, yeah, that's my son. That's between y'all. If he did that, but me and her son got a kid together. And woman to woman, she was just trying to be on her son's side. She was a mother first before she was a woman. And that saddens me. I'm always a woman before I'm a mother, for the simple fact is, women go through so much, even if that's not your daughter, or if that's not your kin, we go through so much more than men. Men get it so easier than women. I would never try to defend my son for his bad behavior. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to him. Oh, let me know. I'm that type of mother. Be like, oh, my son did that. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna tell him about his stuff, because that was wrong. If he did what you say he did, that was wrong. She was just like, well, didn't you do this? And she was just trying to defend him. And I'm just like, this is the reason why he the way he is. This is why. And I understood the dynamic between, just by talking to his mother, I understood that she was kind of toxic. So, Scorpios, you have great Scorpios and you have not so great Scorpios. And so he was to the point, women don't forget when you left them when they was pregnant and stuff like that. And people think like I'm not over it, but I'm very much over what he did to me. It's been 15 years ago. If I didn't forgive him, he would never see his daughter. I would be a bitter baby mom. I couldn't move on. I couldn't love nobody because I'd be stuck on him. But I'm not stuck on him. As soon as he told me that he was seeing another woman, I didn't give a. be about my face. I get niggas. Like, that's easy. That's one of the easiest things to get is a nigga. Yeah, I can get a nigga before I get a loan. I get a nigga before I get a car. I can get a nigga before I get a baby. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy. I can get a nigga before I get dirt in my shoes. Like, niggas are easy to get. Like, stop playing. And so, and then I'm not, like, back then I was even more, like, I was, some more fit. And then I was, I was just on my shit back then. Like, I didn't play about my body, and then I worked out, I was more healthy. I had more kids since then, but yeah. And so when he was doing that, I was like, my self-esteem was never low. Like, the fuck you mean? Like, and I told him that. And he was just like, because I wasn't calm. He was like, well, why you not yelling? Why am I going to yell over a nigga that ain't shit? Alright. And then he go try to tell me, oh, I changed. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't. Like, you already showed me who you was. I already see that you the worst of the world. If you change, tell that to God. It's not gonna benefit me nothing. Your daughter's 15. You would talk to her, have a relationship. You don't need me for very, very little. Just when she want to go somewhere with you or do something like that, we come up on agreement. That's it. And who gonna get mad over something that's just, once you had this to this, you be like, bigger is better. Like, somebody said, I heard somebody say she want problems. No, I don't want problems. I'm just saying that this is the realistic. This is the reality of it. This, and then I had this. Why would I want to go back? Especially you wasn't lying, you wasn't loving, you wasn't kind, you wasn't gentle, you told lies, and nothing never come out of anything but lies. The only thing that ever come out is our beautiful daughter. Other than that, nothing else ever came out of it. I didn't gain a best friend. I didn't, you know what I mean? Some relationships, I was in relationships that I gained a friend. Like, I like, we ain't gonna work out, we too much. Yeah, look at that. I got friends. I got male friends that I can walk up to this day when I see them. Oh, that's Quita, that's Baby, that's Sis. Like, you know what I mean? It was none of that. So what is it to be flustered about? Nothing. Move on. And they say, oh, you're not healed. I am very healed. But I do not, until she gets 18 or 21, especially 18. Like I told him, I'm never letting off of your neck. I was in school. I was in college. I gave you the rundown. I get pregnant easy. I was on birth control. I took every precaution, and I even warned you. I gave you a warning time, and you still did what you did because you thought it was cute. I could see if I didn't do it, and I was just playing. And then he told the judge I was being promiscuous, and it was him. He was one. And then after I had baby, he was such borrowing money for me. So I don't let up off his neck. And like I told his mama, I would never let up off your son's neck. I said he glad that he only got 3 more years because my daughter will be grown in 3 years. I'm never letting up off his neck, not because I don't forgive him, but because I have to do a job that his mother should do. She cuddled him, and this one. My sons is not cuddle. I get on enough where they can be grown people and they can be productive in society, but I'm not finna. You're not finna be 20, 18, and I'm popping a titty in your mouth. No. My son is 17. He done graduated school. My next son, my other son is in the Navy. I don't play them games. Go out there and be a man. My prayer was to God that I don't have no ends as boys, as children, as sons. I said, every man that I ever dated, I don't ever want my son to be. I want him to be 10 times better. I pray to God. I don't want no nigga as a son. I don't want to F-in as a son. And then that's why people are like, well, why you do this? Because I don't no. The hell? I don't play that when it comes to boys, especially my boys. Yeah, my youngest, he's 11. He's going to be 12. He's still a child. But a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old, I don't play them games. And I'm not mean with it. I'm just stern. Like, you don't do that. And I tell them, don't you treat women like that. And my 17-year-old, he's very respectful. He's going to make somebody a good husband. Period. Don't play with my kids. And my other son, my 19, he okay, so he gave me him. And some of this stuff, like, it came from his daddy. It just wasn't me. It wasn't, the way his environment, some stuff that it came from their dad. So, you know what I mean? So anybody else that dealt with my son, my other son, that's a whole different story. They personalities night and day, and did not come from nurture or anything like that. Comes from within the bloodline of his father. So yeah, those Scorpios. They're like that. But I love a good Scorpio, a good balanced Scorpio. They can be a little toxic, but not too toxic. Because a little toxic Scorpio, you want your Scorpio a little toxic. You don't want them because they have feminine side. You don't want them all just, acting like a female. You want them a little toxic. You want them a little. You want that stinger to come out a little bit. You know what I mean? Because my ex-husband, if somebody ever did something to me, he would. No problem offering them. I know he did. He's a little cuckoo like that. I know what I like. He's a little cuckoo like that. Anybody mess with me, off of their head. Like, except for his people. Except for his people, he can't. Yeah, he wasn't a man back then. But yeah, so that's the difference, y'all. And that's who. I know this one is long because I had to talk to my Scorpio people and the cross watchers. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all Scorpios right now. When this finna be? Oh yeah. This what? Gemini season. And Cancer season. But I don't know. I just had to talk to my Scorpio people because, baby, love me a good Scorpio. You know what I mean? And then they be so low key. They don't like. They not flashy like that. I love a good Scorpio. My ex-husband was so laid back and chill. He did smoke weed, smoke chilling. No. Yeah, he was somebody you could actually have a conversation with. Like he was a little bit of airhead, but he wasn't a total airhead. And then my second Haitian Scorpio, he was very talented musically, inclined and gifted. He's going around the world and he's a Haitian artist. So kudos to him. That's why I say they very feminine. They have very feminine characteristics. Whatever they're gifted in. Like my ex-husband was a welder. And then my second Scorpio, he was a singer. He was a musician. He's a sweetheart. That last one, that was the devil. That was a damn demon. That was a damn demon. So, yeah. And now, when Scorpios going bad, they going bad. And that's with anything, because that's with any side, especially Capricorn and Scorpios. Those two, when they're unhealed and they're together, toxic is. And the Capricorn won't lead the Scorpio, and the Scorpio won't lead the Capricorn, and that's why you don't want no toxic Capricorn and Scorpio together. That shit nasty. Yeah, that's the nasty. Yeah. Somebody's having some wise sage, and they're being very self-aware. They're changing their way of thinking. They're having a higher level of thinking. Something happened. It's like they thought about something and like, I don't got to be in that energy. I do that quick. Somebody shoots energy at me. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I was just feeling like my good self. What's going on? Now I think, okay, they're attacking me. Now I just, okay, let me go back to being this way because they be doing too much. You know what I mean? You have to protect yourself. So yeah, I can get that. That's easy. The Two of Swords advises you to protect your heart. Your instinct to protect yourself is probably dead on. Someone might be aggressively coming towards you, or your reaction is defensive. Go with your gut. If you need to consider your next course of action, wait until the next full moon. And guess when the next full moon? Tomorrow, baby. Tomorrow. So it's not that far away. Tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I can't sing for real song. Don't even hold me on that. I don't do all that singing shit. I'm not one of them. And although I love singing, I just can't do it. That's not my gift. That's not my ministry. But tomorrow, baby, I felt like singing in that moment. I sound good in the shower though. Like I sound real good in the shower. Somebody is either gonna. Somebody in your family that's gonna be unalive. They're gonna either go up to a funeral. It's not just a death within yourself. Somebody definitely have a death and then a resurrection or something within themselves. But this is somebody is in your family is gonna be unalive. Holy Spirit, let it go the possibility of what? Let him go to possibility of what? Let him go to possibility of what? Let him go to possibility of what? Whoever this woman or man is that's a wizard, warlock, or whatever they're doing, that's doing this black magic, they might be unalived, or they may be letting go of the possibility of attacking someone's relationship and thinking that they're gonna succeed, because it's like every time they try, they don't succeed. It's an old man that's watching everything, and he thinks that the rich single woman, he thinks very highly of her. Someone that's single is an older man that thinks highly of you. Make sure you turn off that light, and you gotta leave the door quiet. Like, they think highly of you. So, who is this man? It's a hermit. Somebody that's in a hermit. Somebody that's spiritual. If you in a divine connection, or okay, remember how I was talking about my child's father, my last one that was a demon? We kind of got in an argument like last November, and I revealed something to him. So, boom, Scorpio reading might be a little long. Okay, so this is what happened. You all know I like me a good Haitian. I love me a Haitian down. They love me and I love them. They do what it is. That's how we do. That's what we do. So I have children by the Scorpio and this Libra Haitian. I'm not gonna call their name. And I was with the Libra Haitian, and I had 2 kids with him before I was with the Scorpio, who I had a daughter with. And the one I told you that told me that's my baby all by myself, that's this one here. That's how. So the one that's a Libra, that's that's my child's father. I'm like, we got to take care of these boys. He does stucco. That's the backbone of the situation. He is stucco. He does stucco. He does all kind of home repairs, roof repairs. He does that kind of work. He's very good at it too. And so he was like, I got to go around and collect this. My dad said, yeah, because our boys need to eat, we need school clothes. They need, they need stuff. And so, my child, so we pulled up to this house, and I'm like, what's going on here? How you know these people? Haitians, they know each other. If they don't know each other, they gonna get to know each other. So he was like, oh, he called the girl, my daughter's father, wife, and before I met him, no, he wasn't married. He got married to a woman. I told him he can go, be with her. He got married to her because I told him to go be with her. You feel me? Go be with her. I ain't doing it. So he called her name. I'm like, oh yeah, he know. Yeah, he calling her name. So he was like, so how you know them? I was like, well, that's you remember I say I called my daughter's name, and I say, my daughter, he was like, yeah. I said, well, that's her father. This is her father's house. And he was just like, he started laughing. He said, get out of here. He was just in shock. And he was like, okay, hold on 1 minute, I'll be back. And I said, what you going to do? He said, I'm going to collect my money. I said, period. He said, if she don't have my money, she got to give me some, some of that, that bone, that sweat, that nasty, that good shit, some of that. So I was like, oh, so you doing it like that? He was like, and I don't want to talk my baby daddy how to pimp, because I was never the type to sell no bunk, no sweat. I don't believe in that. But you gonna be doing it anyway. You nasty. Go on over there. She tell you what she want. That's what you better do. I need that money for my kids, and we're not gonna get on who Quitty used to be. But taught him how to pimp real good. Anyway, so it took him like an hour and a half. He was like, oh, I said, what took you so long when he got back in the car? Because I was just in that car waiting on Mama Mommy. I need to take a deep chair. So he was just like, because he did the deck. He put He fixed the screen on their deck. He made them a patio basically. There was just an open deck, and he closed it up basically. So he put the screen and everything, all the fixtures on there, and then she wanted something fixed on there. She wanted it a different way. So he said, I did that. He said she only had the $40, so she had to pay me the other way. I was like, oh, okay, for sure. You know, and he handed me the $40, you know, and so we went around and collected more money. So when we got, that's the backstory. When we got in an argument last November with the Scorpios, with the Scorpio, my child's father, I was like, that's why I'm because he was saying stuff to me, and he was just being weird to me, saying that I did something, said something. I was like, he was mad because I let our daughter get her nose pierced. Our daughter's like 15, she's gonna be 16. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? It's no big deal. Like, he's one. So I said, you don't run my household. He said, so if I say that I don't want her to have a nose piercing, I said we can come up on a conclusion. I said you can put your input, but the decision is ultimately mine and hers. It's not yours, because for the simple fact is you chose to opt out when you ran. And he was like, I'm not there with him. It don't matter. You don't play with people's lives like that. So I always got my foot on his neck, and I told him that. And so he was just like, da-da-da. And I said, you talk all that, da-da-da, talk about me. I said, that's why my other baby did F your wife. No, your wife, not your girlfriend. She wasn't your girlfriend. You were married, and she got that. He got that. And I guess that set everything off. I didn't know it set everything off in the background, but it set it off because he had me messed up. Like, what you thought? He thought the worst of me. Told me I wasn't gonna never be nothing. He was really mean to me at first when we dated in the 6 months. Yeah, it was cool. You know, everything was hunky-dory. It's the honeymoon phase. And then after he knew I was pregnant before I was pregnant, and then he left and went to New York. Yeah, and then he started being mean. Oh, you're not gonna be nothing, because I didn't want to sleep with him no more. Like, you already showed me who you are. Like, why would I want to do this with you? I don't want to do that dance with you. Oh, you're not you're not gonna never be nothing. And it's like, but you think she better? He was like, oh, this and this, and about this girl. I was like, and that's why my other baby got that. And it wasn't even like the situation. He think like I synced my baby that over. I didn't know they even know each other. I didn't have nothing to do with that. It just happened. And you like, why you thinking you put her on the pedestal? Baby, I'm the pedestal. She ain't. At my daughter's second birthday party, she was looking like, oh, she's cuter than me. She looks better than me. You think she's so precious? He had to sit like, nah, it's me and his 2-year-old's birthday party. Now he got her. Not, I don't care. Clearly, I told him to be with her, and she think like they think they doing something. Like, by doing that, I don't know. He was trying to advise her, and she was crying. She looked better than me. She was saying all that stuff. I was just like, he could have left her. She didn't even have to be here. They wasn't even married at the time. She didn't even have to be here. This is our 2-year-old birthday party. He the one suggested that we do this. Because I told him he could have a party on his own time with her, and I have my own party. That's what I like to do with my kids. And so he didn't want to do that because he wanted to bring her around, which I didn't care. He think that was gonna make me jealous. That don't make me jealous. Men that do that to me and try to put a woman in front of me, that makes me don't want you at all. That makes me see you as a disgusting, nasty human being who's insecure and who needs to better themselves. I don't care how much money you got. You could be a celebrity. You could be the lawyers of the lawyers. I don't care. And so when he did that, and he was just sitting down, he was picking at the food, he was just picking out the choice and everything was a bother to him. And then she was like, oh, she's so pretty to me. So he sat her on his lap, and I'm just like, now that's what pissed me off, because his daughter, she was like, daddy, she wanted him to pick her up, because he always pick her up. Now when he did come into her life, he was great with her. I'm not even gonna hold him. He's a great dad. I'm not even gonna hold you when it came to picking her up, taking her, and just, making sure that she was good. After the courts got in, he was a great father. I'm not even gonna hold you on that. We didn't even have to have no custody agreement, because he would come, he paid his child support on time, he comes and he pick her up and drop her off. We never had a problem with those issues. So, long story short, and I'm pissed because that's not your, first of all, this is your daughter. This is her party. This is her time. What she got going on emotionally, if she was gonna feel that way, if she was that kind of jealous and she that type of female, she should have stayed her ass where she was at home. Or better yet, he could have had a party and had one with them over there. I'm not the type of mama that, my daughter can't be around her. No, there's rules and regulations, that I have for my kids when they do go to their father's house, but it's never to the point where they can't be around another female. Sure, she's gonna help out, she's gonna take care of her, say she gonna pay, she gonna buy Shanti clothes, make sure everything good. Yeah. More the merrier to help take care of these children. You feel me? I'm not that type of, I'm not jealous at all. Like, I really don't care. As long as you treat my daughter good, my kids good, we cool. If you not one of them, and I told him I'm take you out by my children. I told him that. He know that. So that was the backstory to all of that, y'all. And I feel like I had to talk to my Scorpio people and let y'all know that these Scorpios come in so many varieties, but once you get a good balanced one, or one that's not too toxic, like they got a good mom, good upbringing, you can't go wrong. So yeah, Scorpio, I'm out. Peace.